Damn, this thing's cool. Alright, let me first start out by saying that I don't hate this movie. At all. In fact, I actually really like this one. And remember, this is just my opinion. This is how I feel on the movie. Not only do people barely remember this movie for how meh it was, but everyone I've talked to about it says that they actually enjoyed it. While Clockstoppers is forgettable, the sci-fi element of the film works. It could have done more, and yes, it's a movie for tweener teen kids from the early 2000s, but it's a very nice movie. Now, without wasting any more time, don't worry, I'm full of those today. Here's Clockstoppers. We open up on not French Stewart playing one Dr. Earl Doppler as he tries to escape the country. He almost gets on a plane, but some sort of force seems to fling him back to the start where we see who not French Stewart really is. What? French Stewart? Hey, your eyes are open. What's your secret? Oh, whatever it is, I got a friend you could talk to.
I think it's time you came back to work, Dr. Doppler.
We then follow our hero Zach down early 2000s Boulevard in the city, where he goes to buy stuff to sell it again for the car that he wants. Which is amazingly cheap, by the way. Zach stops by the school where his dad, George, works to bug him about the car, but his dad starts to talk about his super secret project that he's helping Doppler work on.
What are you working on? Last week, an old student of mine sent me a project he's working on at QT Labs. You remember Earl Doppler, don't you? Anyway, the word on this project's very hush-hush.
Okay, so two things. One, if the project is so hush-hush, then why are you talking about it with your son? And two, why didn't Doppler send out some sort of "help me, I'm being held against my will" message? Anyway, he sort of explains hypertime, and it actually sounds pretty damn cool.
Let's just say that, hypothetically speaking, it were possible to accelerate your molecular structure until the rest of the world seemed as if it were standing still. Cool. It's called hypertime.
But honestly, you can't take my word for it. You'll see later. Zach goes to visit his buddy Meeker at work, and then hits on the new girl in town, who honestly is the most creative character out of everyone here.
Hey, dude, where you been? That's Francesca, the new girl from Venezuela. She goes to our school?
This seems to be the only thing wrong with the whole movie. Our hero Zach, boring teen that wants a car. Kinda smart, but really who cares? Meeker, boring teen who has a job. George, boring old guy. Mom, boring mom. Kelly, boring annoying little sister. Anyway, after two oogles and a joke that's clearly meant for adults later, he goes and talks to her.
What? Foreign girl in a foreign land, man. She's all lonely and vulnerable. I read about this in Cosmo. I gotta go talk to her. Oh, no, you're gonna get faced. I'm not gonna get faced, man.
And now starts the game I like to call "How well do you think this will go over?" It's pretty self-explanatory. Let's watch.
Excuse me. Hi, do you have the time?
Really? That's your opening line? Even she was like, "Really? That's your opening line?"
I thought, I know it can be kind of lonely when you first move to a new town. I thought maybe you needed somebody to show you around.
It's so very hard for me. I tried to be brave, exploring the town all by myself, when all I really want is to be giving my love to the very first bozo who wants to know the time. I read Cosmo too.
I'm sure she will in no way get together with you by the end of this movie. So both George and Zach get home. George won't go to the car lot with him, and Zach gets mad, and they have a fight, and Zach storms off.
This isn't even about me looking at other cars, is it?
Zach, what are you talking about?
Nothing. You always have time for your students, and you never have time for your own kids.
I'm not hungry.
Zach, look, I promise I'll take you to
Tell it to Doppler.
Your real son! We see George working on our MacGuffin, and Mom comes down to tell him that they should make up before he leaves for the science conference thing that he's going to. Alright, now I'm gonna set this here where nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, will ever come across it. Seriously, if you have a world-changing science experiment, are you just gonna leave it in a box with no lock out in the open? Don't you have like a vault or a safe or something where you keep your other lasers and hentai holograms?
Well, this is, it's my itinerary and, my hotel in case you need to get in touch with me.
Thanks.
We cut to Bob Kelso from Scrubs in a meeting with the guy we saw earlier, Henry Gates, telling him that the NSA is shutting his operations down. Looks like they already shut down the power. Why is it so dark in there? You know, just because we're conducting dark government business doesn't mean we need to do it in the literal dark. And what's with the weird out-of-place hourglass? Is that symbolism? What? We follow Gates down to a secret underground lair where he tells Doppler that they're being shut down. Gates is making Doppler work on this chair thing that's supposed to fix the aging bug when hypertime is used. But Doppler, being the idiot that he is... You idiot! See? Sent some data to George for a bit of assistance, and by data, he means one of the hypertime watches that they've been using.
I want that watch back.
Remember when Dad put that totally not MacGuffin watch in a box and just sort of put it on some stacked boxes? Yeah, his daughter knocks it over and it falls out and Zach eventually finds it. While this next part isn't really crucial to the story at all, I really feel like I need to talk about it because of the horrible casting choice they made for this scene. Zach and Meeker are on their way to class when they're stopped by the most adorable bully on Earth.
Who's a good little bully? Who's a good little bully? That's right, you are. Who's a little good bully?
Seriously, this guy looks like the love child of Steven Dorff and that crazy Craver monster from the Honeycomb commercials. Well, Ditmar. Seriously, Ditmar? Is that even a real name? Just taunts him about some DJ spin-off thing that's going on tonight. And splashes him with his Mountain Dew. Douche. They chase down Francesca, that chick we saw earlier. And Zach tries to defend her honor by getting thrown into a trash can. And this is actually one of the few times I actually see faculty at a school actually doing something about the bullshit going on around her in a movie.
Yeah. Turn around and move it.
He started it, Miss Jackson.
I don't care who started it, who finished it.
I didn't need any help.
Zach apologizes for being a douche the other day and convinces her, for her plans, to include him. And it works. Good for you, dude. He goes by after school to hang out and is told to grab a rake.
Rake?
Aww. But, at least he makes it work.
What time is it?
I don't know. No, I do. Hold on. It's 16:57. Whatever that is.
And this is the first time we see the watch. Check it out.
Whoa.
He works on the yard a little more and then comes across a possum digging through Francesca's trash. Zach has the bright idea of bringing it inside to show her, but the watch somehow brings him back down to real time. He didn't hit the button or anything, so I don't know how that works. But it's also a watch that can speed up your molecules, so I guess anything is possible at this point.
What is wrong with you? You can't work alone for 2 seconds. Maybe you should just go.
We were gonna go swimming.
I'll give you swimming.
And now you see what makes the movie so interesting to me. Once you use the watch, everything around you seems like it's standing still, even though you and your molecules are growing faster than the human eye can see.
Oh, you have nice skin. This is weird.
How did you do that?
I have no idea.
Out you go. Come on. Out. Afuera. Come on. Out. Let's go. What's
I
weird?
swear, I'm not trying to freak you out. I just push this button.
So what does Zach decide to do with all this awesome power?
With such awesome power comes awesome responsibility.
At least that's what my dad would say, but he's not here, is he?
Oh, obviously. Fuck around. Oh, don't act like you wouldn't. They decide to cause a teeny tiny bit of chaos. And when they get out of hypertime, it's actually kind of nice seeing some things come apart all over all at once.
Dude, wait up! Man, don't leave me like this! Help! Ow! No!
We then go to the spin-off hosted by... I think that's Funkmaster Flex? I don't know. And we see Meeker and Ditmar, Ditto for short, start the round of the spin-off. One problem though. Meeker sucks. Like, everybody booing the loudest boo you have ever heard kinda sucks. And of course, Ditto is better. I guess bigger isn't always better. Oh, we'd never see him again after this scene, and I only have a small amount of these jokes left. Seriously, only a little bit. Frenchie says that she can't take anymore and decides to help him out by making him dance. And honestly, watching them make Ditto dance is pretty funny. Even his little sister is all like, wow, bro, so not Ditto. Again, this whole scene doesn't really affect the story at all, but it's a fun one. Gotta have that trailer fuel. So Zach goes back to Frenchie's house and gets a kiss. Score! So he goes home and he sees flashlights waving around in his house. He sneaks in and tries to get all Solid Snake and avoid detection. But they spot him, and this chick bad guy does some really unnecessary BS. Seriously, why did you do that? Instead of pretending to be Genji from Overwatch, why didn't you chase him? Or use that stuff you just froze the other guy with on Zach? Zach runs and he gets grabbed from a van by Doppler.
Who are you? What do people want? Duh, they want to kill you, man.
Doppler teaches him how to hotwire the car, and then a chase ensues. Doppler has a smooth idea of trying to get the watch back while he's driving and being chased by people who want to kill both of them, and then brings them out of hypertime. The chase goes on for a bit longer, and Doppler decides to try and take the watch again for some reason, but gets flung from the car and Zach ends up in a river.
Hey, dude! Whatever you do, don't get it wet!
I think it's a little too late to be giving him that info there, Dop. Not only would he be too far away to hear you, but he's probably unconscious from the hit that he just took. That and he's in a river, so he's probably gonna get it wet. Zach wakes up in a hospital and tries to explain what happened. Then he realizes that he got the watch wet, so it doesn't work. But he's able to get it working again and escape the hospital just in the nick of time. He stops by Frenchie's house to try and explain what's happening.
The cops are looking for me everywhere, and I've got no place else to go, so I need to borrow some clothes and some money for the bus, and I promise I'll pay you back, okay?
Who is after who? Who's after who? What is happening?
I don't know who they are. I don't even know, and
I'm glad that you came. I am. But if we're gonna be friends...
Wait a second. She just wants to be friends? Pack it up, Zach. We're going home. Nope, we're going home. No, we're going home. We're going home right now. We have a stage 5 friend zoner here. You try it, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go right now. Let's go right now. She decides to help Zach look for his dad in Kingston, where his dad is staying for this convention.
You raked my leaves. I can't let you go alone.
Oh, what romantic dialogue. Yard work and love go hand in hand, don't they? Like, hey baby, you want to receive my seed? Ugh, never mind. Zach and Frenchie get to the hotel where his dad is staying, but it seems like both Doppler and Gates and his goons have gotten there first. And this scene actually makes me giggle every time I watch it.
I believe we have a mutual friend, Earl Doppler. He tells me you're quite the expert on...
Look, whatever this is about, it's going to have to wait because I'm in the middle of something very important.
You certainly are.
Zach and Frenchie get up to Dad's room to find out that both Zach and Doppler are wanted men now.
Searched by this man, Dr. Earl Doppler of QT Laboratories.
That's not Doppler. Doppler's one of my dad's students. He's a hippie with long hair.
Dr. Doppler is considered armed and extremely dangerous. If you should see him or Zach Gibbs, please contact your local police department counterintelligence unit.
Okay, I'm officially freaked out now.
They're literally picked up by a trash truck, even though it looks like they could slip right through, and they find out that it's Doppler wanting the watch. Still.
Hi, how are you? Ready to give me that watch?
Frenchie kicks Dop, and they take him to a hotel to convince him to fix the watch and break George out of QT Labs, where he's being held now.
Can you fix this? Yeah. But we're gonna need some stuff you can't get at Radio Shack.
So they head to
The Congress of Applied Science?
To pick up some supplies to fix the watch. By the way, how does no one notice this group trying their damnedest to be inconspicuous, trying to steal things from a booth?
toothbrush, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And then stealing a booth. All it takes is for one guard to be like, "Excuse me, guys, what do you think you're doing?" And then they'd scurry off. So Doc fixes the watch and they meet up with Meeker at his job. At night. With sunglasses on. And then they make a couple of weapons to slow down some hypertime guards out of paintball guns. This idea is just absurd enough to work, I guess. Operation Breakout George is now a go! Zack and company decide to go during the day, where it again takes one guard to be like, "Excuse me, folks, what are you doing?" And then they'd scurry off. They decide to sneak in, and then Dop decides to punk out, and Zack does a pretty decent Doppler impression.
Oh, I didn't know it was a weapon, man. I thought it was for science, dude, man, Zach, man.
And then chooses to leave him behind. But not 2 seconds later, an alarm is triggered! Frenchie stays behind to hold off some guards, even though we just see one. But what makes you think they won't come from other places? Zack tries to outrun some guards and shows off a little bit of his bike foo before getting caught.
Hello, Zachary.
Gates takes his watch, and then he's taken to George.
He must be very fond of you. I couldn't get him to do a damn thing until I threatened to kill you.
Okay, I understand that Henry Gates is supposed to be the bad guy here, but what was your reason for killing kids? The betterment of science? Is that it? Dr. Kelso shows up ready to come in and take their toys back, but Gates has a hypertime trick up his hypertime sleeves. He decides to put all of the lab into hypertime, but George changed the access code for the molecular stabilizer, that chair, and now they can't use it. And you guys didn't plan ahead. Just in case your hostage, whose son you were threatening to kill, just in case he did something like this. Anyway, it seems like Zack seems to have switched his watches out while he was in the elevator. Wait. You didn't search them? Come on, y'all. That's like Bad Guy Protocol 101. Whatever, we're almost over. He then makes the decision to go into hypertime while they're still in hypertime. Dad doesn't like this idea, and he puts up a great fight. A1 parenting there, George. Then Zack goes into what I like to call super mega ultra bombastic this doesn't make any sense hypertime.
Your molecules are moving so fast, your hand went right through the table.
Okay, so I've always had a problem with this scene. If his hand is moving so fast that it went through the table, why is he not sinking through the floor? If they're moving so fast, why are his clothes still on? Probably because he was touching his clothes, but even then, they're all standing on the same floor. Why aren't they all in super mega ultra bombastic this doesn't make sense hyper time? And if he's going that fast, how can he touch Frenchie's hand? Whatever. Zack decides to be the distraction while George and Frenchie set to blow up the dome that they're in. They start to escape, and then...
Say goodnight, little man. No! Good night, little man.
Dob swoops in at the last second to save them from being slowed down. I mean, their blasts don't kill, so why are you surrendering like he had a real gun on you? Movie for teens, I guess. I don't know. So the NSA gets in. They take all the watches, Zack gets his bitchin' car, and they ride off into the sunset with a watch he stole. Alright, so that's Clockstoppers. So does it hold up? Well, kinda, yeah. It tells a somewhat creative story where you want to keep watching. It has some flaws, like the acting could be better and the characters are a little one-dimensional. The dialogue is okay at best. And to me, outside of all of that, it's a nice piece of early 2000s memorabilia. But out of all that crappy / dumb to me shows that Nick has put out, why not give this a show? The story has enough to work with to make more than just an hour-and-a-half movie. Even though the bad guys are locked up, I'm sure someone can make it work. Hell, I mean, if they did it for Jimmy Neutron, I guess they can do it for Clockstoppers too. Personally, to me, this movie deserves 6 dancing dittos out of 5. Fucking adorable. It's a kid-friendly movie that isn't perfect, but that's perfectly fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have chaos to cause. Time. I am getting hot. It's probably this long sleeve shirt that I'm wearing. I don't know. And my huge ass bed kind of covers up my vent. Okay, so I've always had a problem with this. If he's moving so fast that his hand through felt... Zach tries to outrun some guards and shows off a little bit of his... Why am I stuttering so much? It is 100% clear that they will not get together. Wait a minute. Just friends? Pack it up, Zach. Let's go home. Nope, let's go home. We got a 5-stage... Zach wakes up. Ah! I think it's a little too late to be giving him... Shits. I think it's a little... That's wrong. Wrong line. And now I'd like to play a game with... And now starts a game that I'd like to call... How well do you think this will go over? It's pretty slow. Pretty slow.